All right, y'all, thank you so much for joining us here on KVUE Daybreak Plus. It is finally Friday. Congratulations. We woke up. We made it. We're here. We've got fruit and coffee.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh.
That was in the shot.
It's okay. It's okay. We love the fruit. We love the fruit.
Oh, man, I was chomping down on that. Some pineapple and some Sugar Rush cantaloupe. I've said it on here before.
It sounds amazing, and I've got Fredericksburg peaches waiting for me as well.
You gonna save us all some?
Yeah, I'm gonna. You said the same thing earlier with this paper voice.
Yeah,
You're
That's
hungry.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tell us when you're hungry without telling us when you're hungry.
We're hungry.
Yeah.
Jordan, good to have you with us today. We're talking about what could be some rain around the area later today, right?
Yes, absolutely. We do have rain in the forecast, especially later on in the afternoon, as we take a beautiful look at a nearly full Lake Travis. I mean, that has to be aura for sure. With low to mid 60s at both the airport as well as Camp Mabry. It just looks amazing this morning, but it doesn't really feel all that great because we do have elevated levels of humidity. We're in those upper 70s for most of us. We do have lower 70s out in sections of the hill country, but it's those dew points that we've been talking about, and it is quite oppressive in LaGrange. You have a dew point of 76, but we're above the tropical threshold in most of the coastal plains, and even our Bobcat buddies in San Marcos have a dew point of 72 with upper 60s for dew points elsewhere. Now, as we zoom this out a little bit wider, we do have some rain just to the south and east of Lubbock. We are tracking a few more of those scattered storms later on this afternoon. I'm giving it a 40% chance and a high right at 100, just a light southerly breeze, bringing in some of that moisture off of the Gulf. But later on tonight, getting down to around 75 under those partly cloudy skies. And when we're looking at our best storm chances, we're looking at around 3 to 4 to 5 o'clock. So that is during that afternoon rush hour. So if you do encounter some rain, make sure you have your headlights on and slow down. And while we're on subject of headlights and slowing down, here is your traffic with Hannah Rucker.
Oh my goodness, you were talking about Lake Travis being what, Aura 3000. You had to teach me lately what all that meant, but I'll tell you what, the Aura is not, we don't have a good score for the Aura on I-35 right now. Once again, now that you're just waking up, we've got some light on it. This has just been such a mess for an area that really on any given day is already kind of a struggle spot for us. And this is a live look heading northbound with delays starting at Palmer Lane. And this has been going on for several hours on top of construction that's already scheduled for this area. So everyone is having to squeeze by in the far left lane. So seeing really big delays, especially now that we've got a whole new batch of people waking up. And look at this, what was 3 miles looks more like 4 or 5 miles of delays, starting at this point past Palmer and all the way up here towards Wells Branch. So as you can see, it's kind of growing by the minute. If you are able to avoid it, I certainly would recommend not getting on that stretch. But, you know, some people work right there and they have to get into it, unfortunately. So if you do want to get on 183, looking fine there. Mopac is looking much better this morning as well. So a couple different options for you as well, Brian.
All right. You said it, the Aura, the I-35 Aura is always dark, isn't it?
Yes.
It's always dark, even in the morning. Okay, 7:07 now. You're watching Daybreak Plus. We're glad you're with us. Let's start with a live look at the state capitol here this morning. House Redistricting Committee will hold a public hearing today on the proposed new congressional map. This has been getting a lot of attention over the last couple of days. Political observers say the proposed map alters 5 districts in such a way that they would likely turn red or Republican in the midterms next year. U.S. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries was in Austin yesterday meeting with State House Democrats. Those meetings were behind closed doors, but they did have a press conference. You can see that here. And Jeffries says all options should be on the table in the Texas redistricting battle, and that includes breaking quorum and walking out to try to block the vote. He would not say, though, if he's encouraging Texas Democrats to do that.
Democrats, independents, and Republicans alike. This Texas gerrymander will hurt your quality of life, and our message to the people of Texas is you deserve better from your government, which should be focused on solving problems, not.
Again, that was yesterday. House Speaker Mike Johnson saying redistricting is up to the states. So the issue really isn't in his lane, he says. On CNN this week, the speaker said he's optimistic about Republicans' chances in next year's midterms.
I am confident that when it comes to these congressional seats, we can win any seat in any district in America because we have a great story to tell in the midterm election, and I'm very bullish about the outcome, regardless of how the redistricting comes out.
The House Redistricting Committee here in Texas will hold its first public hearing again today. That's at 10 a.m., a little under 3 hours from now. Public testimony will be limited, though, to just 10 hours today.
This was our regular happy place. The river that we've loved so much killed them. I'm sorry.
Such difficult testimony yesterday, tears and emotions in Kerr County. Alicia Jeffrey Baker told state lawmakers yesterday that her parents and her daughter were all killed in the flooding in Kerr County over the 4th of July holiday weekend. She says she believed that some sort of alert system could have saved her family. Today marks 4 weeks exactly since that catastrophic flooding hit the hill country in central Texas. State lawmakers are still trying to learn more about how Kerr County leaders responded to the flooding that day. The hearing yesterday spanned more than 12 hours. In opening statements, the county judge, the sheriff, and the emergency management coordinator openly acknowledged that they were caught off guard by the flooding and quickly rising waters. The flooding started around 1 a.m. there on the 4th of July. The Kerr County emergency leader was sick that day, he says. County judge said he was asleep and out of town Lake Travis. He was awakened the next morning to text messages and phone calls. A portion of yesterday's testimony also included people from the Sandy Creek community right here in Travis County, where several homes were seriously damaged or even washed away.
No resources. Nobody came.
No fire, no EMS,
Nobody came.
no sheriff.
Nobody came for us. Nobody.
That's unacceptable. Thank you for your testimony.
Now, officials say yesterday's hearing was less about placing blame or pointing fingers, but instead to try and adopt new laws that could possibly prevent or mitigate a future tragedy like this. Starting today, Travis County plans to open a multi-agency recovery center to help with flood victims in the county. It will be open at the Northway Bible Church in Leander from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. today and tomorrow from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Food, cleaning supplies, clothing, as well as help with debris removal, financial services, even housing services will all be available there. Austin city leaders are closer to deciding whether to put a property tax rate election on the ballot in November. City council members are considering raising property taxes to avoid cutting city programs and services. If voters were to approve the proposed tax rate, it could increase property taxes by nearly 24%. Now, to put that into perspective, the average Austin homeowner with a $500,000 home could see their city property tax bill go up by $421 a year. Now, because the proposed increase is more than the 3.5% that state law allows, they say that must be approved by voters in an upcoming election if it goes over 3.5%. Some people in Austin say they are against this big of a spike.
It ignores the economic pressures residents face. Austinites already experience the highest non-mortgage debt of any major city in this country. Rents here are higher than anywhere else in Texas. Yet this council proposes more taxes. This isn't leadership. It's a betrayal of the people you serve.
It would allow us to continue to make vital investments in deeply affordable housing, family stabilization grants, food pantries, parent support specialists, and homelessness services. It would help ensure that everyone who works for the city of Austin can afford to live in the city of Austin. We can't trade these priorities against each other if we're going to make it through.
City Council will hold another public hearing on the property tax rate coming up August the 13th. Starting today, you can expect big changes to Cap Metro's bike share program. The company raising fares to help maintain and operate the all-electric bike fleet here in town. KVUE's Michael Courier, fresh off a ride on one of those bikes, joins us live. Actually, he's still on the bike near UT's campus with a breakdown of all these changes. Okay, Mike, be careful now. What are these changes?
I'm careful, Brian. I'm careful. There's a lot of changes. This is actually the first time since 2013 that the Cap Metro bike share really increased their prices since 2013 when it started. So there's a lot of information. Let's break it all down. Starting today, pay as you ride is $2.50 to start, then 25 cents per minute. It used to be $1.09 to start and 23 cents a minute. The passes are the big change. A one-day pass will cost $10 for a 30-minute ride instead of about $13 for an hour. A monthly pass will jump from $11 to $25. An annual pass is $150 instead of $86, and the student annual pass is jumping from $12 to $30 per year for UT and Houston-Tillotson students. Now, one UT student tells me the increased prices hurts all students.
Increasing the prices really hurts us because we are using it for our daily classes, going home, going to school, and it decreases the quality of our lives.
Cap Metro says the average ride time is just 13 minutes. They said lowering the ride time to 30 minutes from 60 minutes means the bikes will be docked more frequently and the batteries are better taken care of then. Cap Metro leaders say they by far have the lowest rates in the country compared to others in the industry. And Cap Metro says even with the price increase, that they still can't cover the entire cost for this program. They are looking into sponsorships to help cover that cost. For now, reporting near UT Austin, Michael Courier, KVUE News.
I like the bike and I like the bell. Great job all morning long. Mike, now get on back to the station on that thing. I'll time you. See how long it takes. You got to.
All right.
Yeah, you got.
I'm on my way, Brian.
7 to 8 mile ride. We'll see you in a bit. Thanks, Michael Courier. You're doing a great job for us here on Daybreak and Daybreak Plus. Austin Public Library's used bookstore Recycled Reads could close by March. The store sells donated books for about $2 a piece to support the city's zero waste goals. But the city of Austin has a $33 million budget shortfall right now. They say closing that store could save more than $100,000. The managing librarian says people worry they could lose the community built around that store.
The place is not just a collection of books and a collection of items, but is a community. And so they are upset that this particular community may not be around.
Now, a spokesperson for the Austin Public Library says the program will continue even if that store closes. He says similar storefronts will open in library branches, making donated books more accessible to more people. The I Belong in Austin Rental Assistance Program will start accepting applications later today. The program helps people who live in Austin and who are vulnerable to eviction. It helps people pay rent, moving expenses, storing and relocation costs. In order to be eligible, you must not make more than 80% of the area median family income for this area. So for a two-person household, you must make less than $78,250 per year. The application portal opens at 8 a.m. about 45 minutes from now. You can find that at texas.gov/rent. You can apply from now through, or from 8 a.m. through August 7th at 5 p.m. The Texas Department of Transportation closing Stachey Lane Bridge at I-35 this weekend. It'll close at 8 tonight so crews can set panels and install lighting for the I-35 Capital Express South project. The bridge will reopen at 6 a.m. on Monday.
It is 7:18 now on this Friday morning. This weekend, a new documentary series explores a 33-year-old cold case in Austin. The first episode of HBO's miniseries about the yogurt shop murders airs on HBO on Sunday night. In 1991, Amy Ayers, Jennifer Harbison, Sarah Harbison, and Eliza Thomas were killed in a North Austin yogurt shop. The case remains unsolved. KVUE's Jenny Lee spoke with the documentary's director about what they found while making the series.
Did they tell you how much hope they have that the killers will be brought to justice with this docuseries?
Well, that's what's so interesting is I think that different people have different feelings about that. And that's something we explore is some people that's really important to them. And some people after 34 years, it's less so. They get closure. Well, closure's again, the wrong word, but they learn to live with it in different ways. Yeah. So I would say that it's just different. Grief is different for everybody. It was a big takeaway for me and something I really learned from the families.
The 4-part series premieres on HBO Sunday night. We've posted our full interview with director Margaret Brown on our streaming app, KVUE+. You can download it on your TV and watch for free. And also something to look out for. We first told you about this on Daybreak. KVUE's Yvonne Nava is shining a spotlight on Central Texas cold cases as well in KVUE Crime Files. One case features Austin volunteer Rhonda Kevorkian, who helped identify Smith County Jane Doe as Cindy Gina Crow. Now that story is going national in the Nat Geo docuseries called Naming the Dead. It premieres tomorrow at 10 p.m. on the National Geographic Channel and August 3rd on Disney Plus and Hulu. It's a powerful local connection to a decades-old mystery finally solved. And it's August 1st, which means we're getting back to school. The season is here, but some people worry that inflation, spiking prices. Michael Yoshida shows us how savvy shoppers are finding ways to save.
It's almost that time of year again. With school supply lists in hand, parents are already beginning to shell out big bucks on books and bags, pencils and paper, crayons and calculators.
Over 2/3 of shoppers have already started picking up items for the season. This is a record high, up from 55% last year.
Catherine Cullen of the National Retail Federation says shoppers are bracing for the potential impact of tariffs.
Consumers are trying to get ahead of any potential price increases by shopping a little early, particularly for key items like apparel, electronics, and dorm furnishings.
A new survey from Deloitte found the economic uncertainty, coupled with higher prices on just about everything, is also leading many consumers to cut back. With plans to spend $570 per child on average, down 7% year over year.
We are seeing the continual impact of inflation on the discretionary items being a little bit less affordable when the amount they have to spend on their households and on health is a little bit higher.
But as parents tighten their wallets, they're also getting more creative and finding ways to save.
We're finding increased usage of first social media. This is the first year we're seeing a meaningful increase in the use of generative AI tools to support back to school shopping.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida reporting.
Thank you again for joining us here on KVUE Daybreak Plus. We've got a quick traffic and weather cut in, and we'll be right back right here. All right, y'all, a good Friday morning to you, Central Texas. Your time now is 7:23, and it has been a tough morning yet again on I-35. So let's get into it. If you're just waking up, we had a fuel spill much earlier in the morning in North Austin on top of all the construction that's already been going on for this expansion project. So right now we are still seeing some pretty big delays starting at Palmer. And then as you go a little bit further north here, everyone is squeezing by in that left-hand lane, and it's just getting really congested. And you're still seeing that over here on the frontage road as well. So about 3 or 4 miles of backup at this point, and I'll let you know once we can get this cleared up. But like I said, starting now even south of the Palmer area in Walnut Forest, we are starting to see those delays, all of that heading out towards North Austin this morning. 183 in Mopac's looking pretty good, though, if you're heading over there, Jordan.
Absolutely, but we are tracking the possibility of maybe a few of those scattered showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder later this afternoon. I have a high getting close to the triple digits. This model is printing out 98, but I do have triple digits for a high today. But then again, we do have the potential of maybe a few of those pop-up storms, and if they do pop up before the peak daytime heating, there is a chance that we do fall short of that, and some of those storms could contain some heavy rain. Not everyone will see rain, but those who do have the best chance of some heavy downpours and some frequent lightning. Now, as we head through the next 7 days, we do have a 20 to 30% chance of a few of those scattered storms, but then we're going to continue to stay hot. And as a matter of fact, while we may lose a few degrees in air temperature, we gain that back and then some in terms of a feels like temperature perspective, because we are going to have that humidity being added on. And when we do have that humidity added on, it does result in feels like temperatures that are around 103 for Saturday, 105 for Sunday. We expect to stay dry for most of next week.
Welcome back. Your time now is 7:30. Happening today, these sweet little goats, they are coming back. They've got some work to do at the Butler Hike and Bike Trail, and they will help clear the path by eating invasive plants. The Trail Conservancy lets the goats loose along the trail at certain times of the year. Volunteers keep an eye on them so no one wanders off. The goats will eat along the trail for about a week. And some more critter news for you. A journey home on a South Florida beach. Thousands of people gathered on the beach to watch a giant endangered animal return to the sea. Brooke Silverring has a story.
First-timers Kelly, Tiffany, and Olivia were some of the thousands that gathered Wednesday morning in the heat on Juno Beach to watch the release of a very special patient.
It was amazing. I started to cry.
Pennywise is a 300-pound adult loggerhead sea turtle and arrived at Loggerhead Marine Life Center on May 18th. She was found stranded and floating off the coast of Port St. Lucie by In-Water Research Group. Pennywise suffered significant blunt force trauma to her shell from a boat strike. The staff and volunteers at Loggerhead Marine Life Center were shocked to find out that Pennywise is pregnant and carrying eggs.
We are so excited to get her released back out into the ocean so she has an opportunity to lay her eggs, nest somewhere on our beautiful beaches. She's a perfect example of what we do at Loggerhead Marine Life Center in rehabilitating these endangered turtles.
Sea turtles return to the same beach where they hatched to lay their own eggs.
Turtles are just magical, aren't they? Did you see the size? Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Huge. Back to ocean.
Yep. Where they need to be.
Where they need to be. I hate to see them, but when they struggle out there. So really happy to see that. And as for Pennywise, we don't know. Loggerheads can travel thousands of miles. Remember in Finding Nemo? Well, that was a different kind of turtle, but still.
Oh yeah.
Remember he was the surfer dude?
Oh yes, he was like, chillin', dude. Now give me some fin.
Give me some fin. Noggin. Dude. Okay, a private wildlife preserve in California. I'm delirious at this point, but they're honoring Ozzy Osbourne with a new baby rhino. Safari West named its calf Ozzy to celebrate the Prince of Darkness. The rhino was born on July 22nd, the same day the singer died. The calf is expected to stay close to its mother for up to 2 years. Visitors may soon have the chance to see Ozzy in person once he is adjusted. I love it. And some good news. How about that this morning? Noodles, the dog who was inside a stolen car in South Austin on I-35 at Oltorf, is found. Let's take a look at Noodles back in the arms of his loving owner, Taylor Hannon. You can see he's covered in dirt. He's been out in the sun. He's been hungry. So Taylor is a food blogger, and Hannon's car was stolen last Friday really early in the morning. They were packing up for a road trip. Sure enough, he walked away from the car for a moment. The vehicle was running, and someone slipped into that vehicle, drove it off. Well, 6 days later, a couple days before, they found the vehicle, and then just yesterday, they found Noodles. And he actually posted last night that it was a private investigator that volunteered to help find the dog. And of course, all the community searching helps so much as well. But I just love a happy ending, and you know, it's nice to see, Jordan.
Yes, I 1000% agree. I would rather have a happy ending than a sad ending, but this afternoon's weather may not be a happy ending because we do have scattered storms that could affect your afternoon commute. So let's go ahead and go into the details of that as we take a live look right there at our tower cam, right over the Zach Theater. And we're looking at temperatures mostly in those mid to upper 70s with those mostly sunny skies to partly cloudy skies. But then take a look at these coastal plains counties with these dew points. I mean, this is so oppressive in Bastrop as well as in LaGrange. 74 and 76 for a dew point. I totally feel y'all on that. And by the way, 70 is considered tropical, and a lot of other areas are mostly in those mid to upper 60s. But as we zoom this out a little bit wider, we do have a few of those isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder as well. And the closest showers to us here locally are in portions of Mills, Hamilton, and Comanche counties, maybe even portions of Brown County. Starting to see a few of those showers as well. But we've also got some heavier showers just off to the east of Lubbock, and we're expecting a few of those pop-up storms here locally throughout the course of the afternoon. By the time we get to around 4 o'clock, we're looking at a high right at those triple digits, but that's right in the heart of those hourly storm chances between 3 and 5 o'clock. That looks like our main time frame for a few of those scattered storms that could affect your afternoon commute. And while we're on the subject of commute, here's the latest on your morning commute with the one and only Miss Hannah Rucker.
Oh yeah, so everyone be careful tonight. The roads could get slick out there. At least they're dry now because we need dry conditions in order to continue navigating the backups that we are still feeling on I-35. This has been going on hours and hours, well before daybreak even started. So think about that. And then this is also on top of construction for this area. And this is from a fuel spill at I-35 with those backups starting at Palmer Lane. You can see that traffic is getting by in the left lane, and it actually looks like they're hauling off some of those cones. So maybe we can get another lane opened up here as we're heading out for the morning commute. You can see everything's nice and clear, though, in the southbound lanes. But I will say over here on the frontage road, you can see everyone's just been stuck there all morning. Movement just not very fast. Looks like we also have a fire that just popped up in South Austin. Here's a look at the backup, though. Once again, it's about 3 or 4 miles at this point, starting in the Walnut Forest area and then all the way up through Wells Branch Parkway. Let's go ahead and take a look at what is going on here in South Austin. Looks like we've got a fire right off the car fire in Pleasant Valley Road in Franklin Park.
Just keeps going, Hannah. It just keeps going over there. My goodness. Is it Friday or what? It is Friday. In fact, it's Foodie Friday. That gives you a look at all the great places around Austin. And back in 2018, on Foodie Friday, we featured Paperboy. It was a food trailer back then. A lot has changed for them since 2018. A brick and mortar building now stands where the old food trailer used to be. And this year they expanded to a new restaurant. It's down on South Lamar. Same great food, brand new location.
I mean, we just try to be authentic. We try to make great food and take good care of people.
The recipe for business success is almost as good as the recipes in the Paperboy kitchen.
We have a chicken biscuit, amazing, delicious fried chicken, homemade biscuit that we make here, hot honey, egg.
That biscuit, like all the bread and pastries, made fresh daily in the restaurant. Then there are the pancakes. Unlike any pancake you've ever had.
The pancake is kind of undefeated. It's super, super good.
Oh, I can attest to this.
One fluffy pancake with brown butter and syrup.
You can complete the ensemble with bacon and eggs. The cheddar hash brown is next level good. The strawberry and pecan Pop-Tart will get your day off to a sweet and delightful start. Another cool thing about the Paperboy menu is that it changes. New seasonal items are added each quarter.
There's kind of this mix of having things that you come back for 2-3 times a week and things that you can kind of anticipate, hitting the menu seasonally.
They serve Austin's own Super Thing specialty coffee here, and they have special custom cocktails. Do you sell more coffee or do you sell more cocktails?
It's an even split.
Is it really?
It is, yeah. We sell a lot of coffee.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's about half and half.
Paperboy takes brunch to another level for everyone who walks through these doors.
It's families, it's kids, it's bachelorette parties you'd probably expect. It's a huge mix of everything, which I think is really cool. I think that is kind of also part of what makes this place special, is that it's kind of for everybody.
Yes, it is as good as it looks, and we want to hear from you. Where should we go? Where should we feature on Foodie Friday? Just text us your recommendation. 4599442 is the number. Text it, don't call it, because you can't really talk to anybody. But you can text us and let us know where your spots are. Maybe you don't want us to know, because then we publicize them and then the line is out the door on the next day. But it's good for the businesses, right?
It is, and I like too that they do the changing menu. A lot of restaurants do that, and it kind of keeps it fresh, keeps it cool. It likes to see what's coming into the mix.
That's right. Teaser, the coffee that they serve there is an Austin company that we are also going to feature on an upcoming Foodie Friday. They might, I hear, Birdie tells me, might just come in the studio and make us some drinks.
Get us caffeinated.
Yes.
Coffee right
Get us
here.
caffeinated. Get us going, because this morning show can sometimes be interesting, but other than that, can always be fun.
That's one way to put it. Yeah, sure.
One thing about our young man, you keep it real.
We'll go with that.
We keep it real. We keep it honest, like I've said in promos in the past.
That's right.
There you
Keeping
go.
it honest. Okay, be honest with us. Today, we could get some rain around here.
Yes,
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, and it could be of the hit or miss variety. As we take a look right now at our downtown tower cam, overlooking Lake Austin in all its glory, but also a nice look from our Zach Theater weather camera. I like to call it the sleigh all day weather camera. There is a bit of a glare from the sun though, but temperatures right now are in those mid 70s. But as we take a look across the rest of the immediate Austin metro, our cool spots are the airport at 73, Cedar Park as well as Leander at 73 and 72 respectively. Ooh, Oak Hill, you've dropped down to 72 as well. But as we zoom this out a little bit more, Llano and Gillespie counties checking in at 72 and 71 respectively, but it's mostly mid to upper 70s elsewhere across central Texas. But it's those dew points I've been really watching closely, and we're above that tropical threshold in the coastal plains, so that has to feel really uncomfortable. But right now, as we take a look at our dew point forecast, we're in that tropical threshold from now until 10 a.m. Should drop the humidity values just slightly, but we're going to be just shy of that tropical threshold for most of the day. And with that added humidity does come the feels like temperature getting to around 104. And oh, by the way, we have storm chances on the way this afternoon, as we just talked about. Weeds and hickory are in the low. Mold is in the high with elevated levels of alternaria. So you could find this allergy count each and every day on KVUE.com as well as that KVUE app. Like I talked about, today's the best storm chance, 40% for today, 20 to 30% chance for tomorrow. The best chances are mostly going to be south of Austin. A lot of that actually has to do with the fact that a front will have moved through. Now let's go through everything day by day and hour by hour. This is at around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. This model isn't printing out triple digits, but I'm pretty confident that we will hit the triple digits for a fourth straight day. But then we do have those storms that do pop up. They're going to be the hit or miss variety, but some of the heaviest downpours could drop a quick inch of rain, which could cause a little bit of minor flooding as well as some frequent lightning. So something to watch out for on your evening commute. You want to make sure you have the headlights on and the wipers on if you do encounter any sort of rainfall. But as we head through your Saturday morning, starting off with that front moving through, getting down to those lower 70s, before the better storm chances later on tomorrow afternoon, south of Austin. I do have a 20% chance for much of the rest of central Texas for your Saturday. But then as we head through Sunday morning, starting off with those lower 70s, but then things change a little bit from a precipitation standpoint. We're not necessarily looking at good storm chances for Sunday, but today and tomorrow we are going to watch closely. Tonight is 80s night at the Valente Beach Water Park, one of my favorite places to go in the summertime along Lake Travis, especially with the elevated lake level at Lake Travis. That lake's going to be open to swim in, but upper 90s by the time that concert kicks off. And we've got a pool party at Austin Motel hosted by Olipop later on tomorrow between 1 and 5 o'clock. We do have those 20 to 30% chances of storms with highs getting to those upper 90s. But by and large, overall, I do have a 20 to 30% chance of those storms on Saturday, but a mostly dry Sunday. From a rainfall perspective, we're looking at around half an inch to maybe an inch of rain for most of us with any downpour that does pop up. Not everyone will see rain. And we're looking at triple digits Friday and Sunday, starting off next week right at average. But when you factor in this humidity, where we'll be seeing tropical moisture by the time we get to the start of next week, we'll have feels like temperatures that are going to get to around the 105, 104 range for Sunday and Monday. And as we take a look at the next 7 days, we're going to be mostly par for the course, but dry for most of next week. And with that, we have the one and only, once again, the queen of traffic here in Austin, Miss
We need to get you over to a football game and do some announcing. You're too much fun. It is 7:44, and great news. They reopened these lanes here as we're heading into North Austin. It's been several hours, and we now have some movement again. So if you want to hop on here, moving slow, but it is moving. So really happy to see that today. A couple stalled vehicles into the mix here. Looks like we've got a new crash out in Leander as well, and still a little bit of stop and go through the Manor area. If you are traveling north out to Round Rock, dock once again, just kind of let everything get back up and running again. There was so much congestion for so many hours. It usually just takes a minute to get everything fixed up again. We do, in case you missed it though, we do have a car fire in South Austin at South Pleasant Valley Road. So that's working right now. Got a stalled vehicle on I-35 in South Austin as well. But other than that, pretty quiet out there, you know, aside from the fuel spill that was going on for hours and hours and hours. But it is Friday and we are starting to see some improvements out there. And I'm going to now fly around over here. I'm sorry, I thought we were sitting in the nook for a minute. Okay, I'm right here. Hi.
Welcome back. How was it over there?
It was so good. How are you?
Good. Your battery's running out on your clicker? It's been a busy morning on the traffic side of things.
What is it about Fridays? It's like you would expect it to be a little bit more chill.
Chill out, people. Jeez Louise.
All right, trending this morning, and really for the last few months, it's small, strange, and taking the toy world by storm.
They're called Labubu's. We've talked about them here on Daybreak Plus before. So what's behind the hype for these little dolls? Stefan Rials explains why people are obsessed with these gremlin-like toys.
Labubu is causing a lot of buzz around the world.
I'm sorry, what?
And people can't wait to get their hands on the doll.
I got the Rihanna.
With a mischievous smile and 9 teeth. It's sold in blind boxes, so you'll never know which one you'll get.
Here she is. Hello.
Labubu first appeared as a cartoon in a picture book series in 2015, created by Hong Kong-born artist Ka-Seng Lung. In 2023, the cartoon became a reality, and now she's made by a Chinese toy company called Pop Mart.
We got 12 Labubus.
Since then, she's gained a lot of fans, especially this year. As celebrities like Emma Roberts, Lizzo, Hilary Duff, and Lisa from the K-pop group Blackpink helped Labubu become a hit sensation.
What gives Labubus their star power?
They're not conventionally cute. They're kind of little gremlin-y, and I think that everyone can kind of relate to that gremlin cuteness, and it's kind of like the Furby of our generation.
Content creator Thuy Lin Fan is from Connecticut, and she says at first she hated Labubu, but eventually she became a big supporter of the freedom of expression that comes with the accessory.
It's kind of like a revenge against the beige and neutral aesthetics that had been pushed on us for the last decade or so. Now it's time to be colorful and have fun.
Places like Mochi Donut in Plainville allow you to buy clothes to customize your Labubu. From simple outfits to brands like Prada. Even David's Bridal got in on the action, with a matching wedding dress for the big day. Now if you want to get your hands on a Labubu, it's not that easy. You can either go online and try to get one on Pop Mart's TikTok lives or website, but those go quick. So people turn to other options, like Pop Mart stores.
Out of all 43 Pop Mart stores in the US, this is the only one in Connecticut, and that's right here at the Sono Collection in Norwalk. But the only Labubus you will find here will be the ones locked behind the display cases.
Another Pop Mart store is in the works at Danbury Fair Mall. The opening date has not been announced, so for people like Mary Wong of Fairfield, they're taking their chances in Norwalk.
I've been searching for a while. I have a friend in Canada that actually exposed me to this. Sometimes at night we'll be on the phone like trying to actually order online together and we have like no luck.
The hunt's still on.
The hunt is still gonna be on, don't worry.
For full transparency's sake, I got my Labubu through my friend who bought a bunch of them through Pop Mart. Now he's selling them online for a profit, and while I got mine close to what was listed on the company website of $28, he told me he sold one of the exact same blind boxes I got for $425. And that's still one of the cheaper options. Sky-high Labubu demand has created a similar situation on sites like eBay. Those Labubus could cost hundreds of dollars, or could get you a fake one. Those are called Lafufu. To spot the fakes, check out the box before you open it.
So you're going to have a flat, smooth surface all the way around the box versus the authentic materials, which will have raised or textured surfaces.
Angelica Moser is the store manager at Showcased in West Farms Mall. Her business partners with Pop Mart to make sure the Labubus the West Farms store sells are genuine.
It started off, we would sell out almost instantly. We had people calling our store every day, showing up just to check on the status of them.
And Moser says she and her team are ready to help people find the real deal.
We love the experience of being able to help customers pick out the item that's right for them and then experience the fun and unboxing thrill of each product that they purchase.
And Labubu lovers like Fawn say they hope the doll is around for years to come.
There's definitely a community that's there that regardless of if the trend tapers out or not, they'll always kind of be there. You're putting out a statement without necessarily using words. Like once you enter a room, like it's a conversation starter. And I could be like, hey, you've got a Labubu, so do I. And that's, you know, opens the door to another conversation. Like why wouldn't you want to be a part of a community where people are just happy and enjoying themselves and collecting silly little keychains?
There's nothing silly about it.
They're cute.
It's legit.
And they're not gremlins, they're cute. Okay, so we actually have a Labubu expert, our wonderful director, Mars Medina. She's as cute as a
Come on
button.
in, Mars.
And y'all, she's got a whole backpack full of them.
Give us their names. This is
Luck.
Luck.
This is
Bring him up. Bring him up.
CC.
Nice, Luck.
CC Sleepy.
Howdy, CC.
Ooh,
Baba.
look at the gold
Baba.
chain.
Oh, this is nice.
Baba. How many you got in there? My goodness, you got a whole
Oh yeah,
clown
Baba's
car
my
full
cup
of
of
these
tea with
things.
that gold chain. Yeah,
All
put
right.
that in there. Put that. Where's the?
So
where's
what
the-
is it, Mars? What
He's got
makes
that
them so
gold chain on?
special?
Ooh, yes.
Tell us what makes them so special. Which one is this guy?
that one is from the Macaron series. That one is, I believe, Green Grape.
Green grape. He knocked the
boy.
focus out of the camera. He was so handsome.
And what's this guy's name?
Loyalty.
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 And they're all girls,
Ooh,
right?
Labubu.
Delirious.
This is. Oh, look at this chain. That's kind of goth. Here,
Yeah.
show goth.
Oh yeah, let's see this one.
Goth
Yeah,
Labubu.
this is cute.
There they are. All right, Mars, where do you find them? We just heard in that story that they're not that easy to come by. Where do you find yours?
So I found mine through the TikTok shop. Every single day around 6 p.m. our time, there will be a lot of streams up. And so throughout basically till about when our shift starts, about 3 a.m. is when they start streaming. And you'll have a lot of chances throughout the night for when they drop them. And you'll be able to grab them that way.
So you just order it right off the TikTok shop.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
Basically.
Nice
Do you want to see this one?
This one.
Tell
Is this
us,
the last one? What's this one's name?
Soy milk.
Soy milk.
tell us why these bring you so much joy and why you can't stop getting them.
Funny enough, I have a similar experience to one of the speakers in the video where she said she hated them at first and then grew to love them. That was my experience as well. I didn't know what the hype was behind these types of toys. And the more I kept seeing them online, I was just like, okay, I like them a lot because they're my aesthetic. So I don't know, went from 2 to like 8 in like 3 weeks. So I don't know exactly what happened.
3, 4, 5, 6. You've got 8. You've got a basketball team and 3 reserves over there.
Yep.
I like them. I
These
think
are
they're
girls.
fun.
You're 3 more away from a soccer team, Mars.
Oh, I'm very close. Well,
We'll
we'll
have to see which of these Labubus is the tallest for the goalkeeper.
Which one's your favorite? Do you have a favorite Labubu?
They're all my favorites.
Just like a
but
good mom.
I want to
Like
set them
them
all
all?
up like
I try
together,
not to
like
I'm trying to set them
favorites.
up.
Yeah.
Help me make them all stand.
They give you good vibes. I like it.
They're very fun. A lot of conversation starters for sure. I really enjoy getting to see other enthusiasts in the wild, if you will.
I like how they're all unique. Everybody's unique, just like people.
And they have this little chain. You can just hang it from any purse you want, and they all have little body jewelry.
Labubu.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories that even a Labubu pool parties are being had about these.
I love it. Well,
Me
invite me
too.
to the next one.
Yeah.
All right, we're out of time, Mars. Thanks for bringing your family of Labubus here today. We always enjoy seeing them. And it grows by the week, it feels like. We'll have you back next week to see what new additions you have.
Got it.
All right, here are 3 things you need to know as you head into the weekend. Later this morning, the House Redistricting Committee will hold its first public hearing since the congressional redistricting maps were unveiled back on Wednesday. The proposed map redraws congressional districts in a way experts say would flip 5 Democratic seats in Congress to Republican seats from Texas. The hearing starts at 10 a.m., about 2 hours from now. Public testimony, though, is going to be limited to just 10 hours today.
And Cap Metro is increasing its prices for bike share. It's to help sustain its bike fleet program. Starting today, pay as you ride will cost $2.50 to start and 25 cents per minute. After that, we got boo-boos flying left and right. Oh, goodness. One day monthly annual passes are also increasing. We have the price breakdown for you on KVUE.com.
All right, one last look at your 7-day forecast. Or actually for today only, we're looking at highs getting to those triple digits, but we do have a few of those scattered storms that are possible. This is our best chance of rain of the next 7.
All right, that's all the time we have with another look at Lake Travis as you head toward the weekend. I hope that's a very, very busy and safe place for you this weekend if you're headed out to the lake. Right, Hannah?
Oh, yeah. We'll see you again Monday morning starting at 4:30 a.m. Y'all stay so very safe out there. And remember, it's going to we'll have some rain moving in for the evening commute.
And Labubu to you.
All the Labubu.
Yes.